Welcome to Being at Home with George. I'm excited to be here, and let's begin the way we always begin by creating the possibility of being able to say yes, to embrace whatever comes up, to embrace life, actually, generate the hope, and make wise choices. And sometimes the wise choice has to do with just being as we are. When I started this process over 40 years ago, one of the books that really helped was Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, and it was written by Suzuki Roshi. And there's actually a new book. I was fortunate enough to get a copy before the book was released. It was released on the 15th, and it's called Becoming Yourself, Teachings of the Zen Way of Life. And Zen is a practice. Back when I first started doing this meditation stuff, people would say, oh, that Zen stuff. Zen was a catchword for meditation. And of course, Phil Jackson was known as a Zen master. Okay. So Zen was very prevalent, and it's a certain meditation style. And the interesting thing I love about it is it's very, very concise, precise, and it really helped me with this idea of being a perfectionist. And one of the things that Suzuki used to say, or he teaches, is I'm perfectly imperfect. You find perfection and imperfection. And so this whole idea of simplifying and just being. And so he talks about becoming yourself. And I talk a lot about becoming yourself. And we talk a lot here about being able to say yes to whatever and embrace it and make choices, work with it, be with it. Don't reject it, but accept it. And so just talking about this stuff and becoming yourself, reading this book has been really powerful for me because I talk about becoming yourself. And he talks about this idea of becoming yourself is not meant to be understood as an idea. It is meant to be tried out as a way of being. We talk about a way of being all the time. This idea of becoming yourself, he says, is the practice of just to sit. Let me say that again, just to sit. And our way of sitting, this is what he's saying, is for you to become yourself. It is to be yourself, is what is meant by just to sit. Now, just to sit is a practice of wholeheartedly being as you are, moment after moment, no matter what is happening. It is a practice of deeply connecting with how it feels to be alive in your surroundings and stepping forward in your life from that connection. Just to sit expresses a traditional meditation practice of sitting still and upright on a black cushion, or it could be a chair or just seated in any seated posture, but especially sitting upright. In its wider sense, it is simply about opening to your life wherever you are. And we talk about that every week. So if you are in the woods, for instance, Roshi says, just to sit is to appreciate the feeling of the woods. If you are in the kitchen or in the car, just to sit or becoming yourself is to appreciate the feeling of the kitchen or the car. If you are happy, it is to appreciate the feeling of happiness. If you are struggling, it is to appreciate and make room for the actual feeling of being alive with the struggle. And so that's what we've been talking about. Can we say yes to it? Right now, I'm in a room and it's very hot. So this idea of just sitting, just being, is the allowing, embracing the heat, the hotness, and not getting into a discussion or story about it, but just feeling what it feels like to be alive in this moment and to be hot. And so this is what I love about this teaching. It's very precise, concise. It's just the idea of wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, it is what it is. And if we can say yes to it and embrace it, there's a joy, there's a peace, there's an ease that comes from that spaciousness of just being without thinking about being or doing. Because once I start thinking about the heat, then I'm lost in the story about it rather than experiencing it and allowing it to float on by.